What's up guys, I'm Srigovind Mohanan from Team Bandidos. I'm here to ride a brand new motorcycle and I'm going to ride this motorcycle for the very first time and we're together going to figure out whether this motorcycle is worth buying. And the motorcycle I have with me today is none other than the Benelli TRK 251. Now, you might already know this, Benelli has been around in India for some time now and they've been making some great sounding motorcycles. Honestly, my favorite part about the Benelli are their sounds. Now, my job here is to figure out whether this motorcycle lives up to its competitions, especially the likes of the Royal Enfield Himalayan, the Adventure 250 and more. So let's gear up and let's start riding. Okay people, so we are actually ready to ride the motorcycle, but let's check out the motorcycle first before we actually ride it. So look wise, this looks quite decent. It looks quite like an adventure motorcycle. It's the baby version of the TRK 500, so it does have some inspiration from it. Now I like the most favorite part of any motorcycle for me is its engine, so even this also we'll start checking it out. It's a single cylinder 249cc liquid cooled engine. It makes about 19 kilowatts of power, so I think that translates to about maybe 25 at the engine and maybe 21 at the back. Torque is also 21, so on paper it looks quite decent. It sounds quite nice. I think we'll have to see how it actually feels on the motorcycle to ride. Now it's mated to a 6-speed transmission here, which is also nice, so which is quite nice. Okay, I'll just let that motorcycle go. I love the sound of two-stroke here. Okay, so like I said, it's a 249cc single cylinder, very decent motorcycle. I think front suspension is again telescopic front suspension, 135mm of travel at front, which is actually decent. Monoshock suspension at the back, 280mm single disc at the front and 240mm single disc at the back. So braking power, I'm kind of questioning, but okay, if Benelli is giving us that, we'll have to do with that, and we'll see how it performs on the road when we are actually riding the motorcycle. So look wise, it's quite, like I said, it's quite nice. It's quite chunky. It looks quite beefy, quite big, but when people of about 6 feet or taller are sitting on the motorcycle does kind of feel small. So that's when I'm around 5'9", so I think it should be fine for me. Now tires, coming back to the tires, it has a 150/60 R17 at the back and 110/70 R17 at the front. Both are alloy wheels, not spoke wheels, so I think it's kind of geared and oriented towards road adventure rather than proper off-road adventure, because with I don't think you actually can do proper hardcore off-roading with alloy wheels. At least that's, I think, my perception. Look wise, the motorcycle is quite good. Foot pegs are also quite nice. I'm not sure if it's wide enough, but it's good. If this is removable, I think you can actually ride it with a proper off-road boots. The pegs are not wide, longer enough for proper off-road boots, but still I think it should be nice. I like the rear tire hugger. It does make sure that the dirt does not come on your back, so that's also good. Nice addition from Benelli. That's not an added accessory, I think. This carrier, I think it's an added accessory. I'll have to check with my team, but we'll figure that out. And I think I like the fact that Benelli has given some guards around here at the back, so that's a nice touch. It looks good also. No guards here at the front, but that's fine. Now the entire front, it actually looks quite nice because it kind of reminds me of the TRK again. The big bike look, big bike feel. It can directly compete with a motorcycle like the BMW G310 GS or the Adventure. Himalayan is of course a naked motorcycle, but it does look wise, it does look good. It does have that road presence, so if you are into that kind of stuff, I think you like it. The visor is quite decent. I'm not sure how tall it is, whether it's tall enough. I'll figure that out when I ride. I really like this DRLs, to be honest, because that actually looks really good, and the performance wise I'll have to see, but it looks really nice. This texture finish I really love. There's another finish here. I think the decal job, the sticker job is quite minimal. It's not too overdone. There's a TRK brand badging here. There's a Benelli badging here, which is also quite decent. It's quite nice. We see a 251 here, which is also good. Overall look wise, I'm quite satisfied with the motorcycle. Even the rear tail light is good. We have the LED indicators, which is also nice. Quality wise, that also feels good. Now dimension wise, I think the motorcycle wheelbase, when we're talking about the wheelbase, it's about 2000mm, bit more than 2000mm. So this is actually, it does have some wheelbase. The riding height is also, ground clearance is also nice. I think it's about 165. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the specs, but I think it's that. So riding height is also quite decent. Ground clearance, I mean, and but I think as an off-road motorcycle, as an adventure motorcycle, at least it does require a good quality bash plate. But we'll see about that, because that's what we do best. Just get on the motorcycle first. Okay, it feels quite nice. Like I said, I'm around just 5'9", and my foot is properly planted, so that's good. It's not too tall. It doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. That's good. I think for short riders it'll be a very good thing. So that's seat-wise quality. When we're talking about, I think it's a bit hard. It's not too soft, but I think it should be enough. I think we can do longer distance on this. I don't think that will be a problem. Now I'll just turn it on again. I like the visor height. It's quite decent on the highways. I think it should be fine. A bit more tall. Maybe we can add an extender here if you want that
should be that should do it fine. Or if you want us to do a taller visor, you can always let us know in the comments. That is also fine. We'll think about that. I'll let the R&D team figure that out. I really like this bar, by the way, because you can actually mount your phone, your GPS mount, whatever. And what I really like is this one. Okay, the 5 volt 2 ampere. This is quite nicely placed. It's here, so you can actually charge your phone. It is not around here, it's here, so you can easily reach it, remove it, whatever you want. The instrument cluster is pretty standard. You get all the normal stuff, nothing too much. And another brilliant thing ergonomically, what Benelli has done is the switch is here, so I don't actually have to reach out here, which is actually a pain in the ass when we are actually riding. So that's good. There's a Benelli branding here. We see all the necessary information, even the time, that kind of stuff is here. Benelli logo here. Cover this up because this cover is also nice because rain won't get in. Fuel, unleaded fuel only. So I think the tank capacity is about 18 liters, which is very good, to be honest, because with maybe 30 to 35 average, you get to easily do 500 kilometers on this motorcycle. So that's very nice. I think that's a very good touch by Benelli. So overall, the motorcycle feels really nice, but something that I didn't really like is the switches, because I think it kind of feels maybe taken from the Imperiale. I'm not sure. So switches could have been a little better, but okay, I'm not complaining. I really like the levers. The levers feels good quality. It's adjustable, so I like the levers. It's a bit short, but it's good, does the purpose, feels nice to grip. Now next I want to see how this exhaust sound, because that's something that I'm really excited to hear about Benelli. Okay, that's good. That sounds nice. I cannot say that this is as loud as a Benelli, previous Benelli that I've driven, maybe the 300 or the 225, but that said, this does have that distinct sporty grunt, that kind of tells me that I do sound good. Exhaust, it does kind of remind me of Arrow exhaust. I don't know why, but it's quite minimal, quite simple exhaust. It's really nice. It feels good. It looks really nice also. It gels with the overall design of the motorcycle. So look wise, it's good. So it's time to go. Let's get on the motorcycle. So I think there's one more thing pointed that I actually forgot to say. I don't think this has switchable ABS. I think it's on all the time. So that's kind of a bummer, because normally if you want to actually do an proper adventure riding, you need to be able to turn that off. But I think for road purposes, I think it's fine. Let's go. Okay, this kind of feels nice because the performance is kind of peppy. But maybe that's because of the BS6 engine. The engine is actually refined. It's quite nice. You sit kind of tall, so that's also good. I think first impressions, it's quite decent. I cannot say that there's anything exceptional about the motorcycle, but still it feels quite decent. The performance is there, but maybe not too much. What I really like about the motorcycle is the way this handlebar is actually positioned, because you kind of sit like in a very normal motorcycle. You don't have to actually reach for the handlebars. The handlebar kind of reaches to you. So the riding posture is actually good, because we sit very, very upright. You don't actually sit too leaned forward. So that's good, because I think for longer distance that's going to play a good role, and we'll see how that goes out in a very long ride. But shorter rides, I think it's going to be very comfortable, especially for daily commuting. So that's one point in favor of the Benelli, so that's good. Somewhere about this 3,000 to 4,000 RPM mark, there is a bit of vibration that I can feel. So I cannot say that there is no vibration. It is as refined. So I want to try and go out to proper hilly rides. I mean, shorter hilly rides at least. That is what this ride is about. Suspension wise, I think it's quite decent, but like I said earlier, there isn't anything exceptional about it, because I do feel the bumps in my hand. It's not like I don't really feel it, but it's there. Even then, I don't think I can complain too much about it, so it's kind of a sweet spot. I've always had trouble with Benelli's low end top performance, and I can't actually find it in this motorcycle, because I'm in 4th gear. I'm trying to climb up this very small hill, and it's going up, so it's quite decent, because I think the torque right now, Benelli has got it right. I can actually climb this entire hill in maybe 4th and 5th gear, so that's quite nice. I'm also carrying some pace. It's not like I'm slowing down too much, but still. So I'll do one thing. I'll just slow down a little bit now. And okay, if I throttle it up, it does pick up. So that is actually a good thing. So I'm right now again in 4th gear, and the motorcycle isn't actually failing too much. So I think that's quite decent. That's quite nice. It's not that bad. So that is also nice. So we'll try and go some proper off-road. I want to see. Let's do a bit more of an off-road. Now, actually, I haven't actually stood up and rode, so I'm comfortably sitting all this while. I think it works fine right now. Benelli has got its tuning correct. At least there isn't much of a problem. Now also I have an issue with the brake. So when I was hard braking, okay, so this is something I think you should know. When I was hard braking, my front brakes, it kind of gets stuck. I kind of got stuck. I think even the rear brake, it kind of lacks that bite. Right now I am facing a very small issue, at least with the brakes. There's actually a reason why I'm stopping my motorcycle right now. It's because so when I was coming down from the hill that I was actually riding, what happened was I was actually trying to brake the motorcycle because I had to actually apply a sudden brake, but for some reason the brake got stuck. So I was kind of skeptic since then, and even after when I was climbing down the hill, when I was actually on the road, there were portions where I was not that confident enough to push the motorcycle because for some reason it felt that this motorcycle is lacking that braking power that is required. I think that is one maybe downside that I can point out right now. So far I really like the way the motorcycle ride. I cannot say that there is anything too special about the performance, especially when it comes to power, but that said, the low end performance is decent. The low end performance is overall very nice. So what was wrong with the previous gen of Benelli is not really there with this motorcycle. So I think Benelli has got that one correct, and I'm very happy about that, because this one, even in 5th gear, even in 4th gear, even if I go as slow as 30 kmph, I can still pick it up from there. There's enough torque down there. So I think that's a good thing about the motorcycle, especially when it comes to daily riding capabilities, because that's one important aspect of a motorcycle in this budget range at least. So I think as a daily commuter, I think this will be a very good motorcycle, because I actually see myself taking this motorcycle every day to the office and going back, because it's comfortable on my hand, on my back. The riding posture is very nice. It's very good. This is a great motorcycle for daily commuting, I think so, because there is enough power, but the only issue with the power and performance personally from my side is that it lacks that special oomph factor. So if you're someone who's looking for performance, I think you can lean forward to the Adventure 250 more than this one. This is actually a great motorcycle to live with. I can actually say that this will be actually a great motorcycle to live with. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going into traffic. I want to see how this motorcycle handles how it handles in traffic, because that is something that I always care about in a motorcycle, because it's most likely if you're using this motorcycle on a daily purpose, you'll most likely be riding it in traffic conditions. So that's something that I'll have to figure it out. But so far in the curves, when I was climbing up, when I was coming down, it handles really well. So I think that's a plus point. Maybe because of the stiffer suspension setting, I was feeling a bit of bumps, but it actually was handling really well. So I was very happy about that. Now what I want to see is how it performed in the traffic, how I can filter through the traffic, because I think from what I've ridden so far, the weight distribution on this entire motorcycle is really nice. So I think it should be a great motorcycle to actually ride in the traffic also, because you don't really feel that the weight is distributed to any one place. It's throughout. It's quite nice, quite well balanced. So I think that's a good sign. Now, coming to the vibration aspects, I think I have to say that there is a bit of vibration that I can feel in the 3rd and 4th gear when I'm revving it a bit too much. I can feel vibrations in my legs, in my back, even in my hands at times. I see the mirrors also, but that's very slight. For a BS6 engine, I think it should be as low as possible, but it is there. But it's very slight. It's nothing that is uncomfortable, but it's still there. So I'm just putting it out there. Now that is how the vibration is going, but rest everything, it looks good. But for me personally, at least, I feel that this motorcycle is a great daily rider motorcycle. I think this will be a great motorcycle to live with. I'm not saying about the maintenance aspect or anything, but I'm just saying that this will be a great motorcycle to actually live with. So if you want us to do maybe a 0 to 100 run, maybe time it, let's see how fast it goes, 0 to 100, you let us know in the comments, because that is something that we can do. So, and if you want us to do a comparison video of this motorcycle with the other adventure motorcycle that it is directly competing with, you can let that one, you can also let us know that one, because comments are your place to interact with us. So please do comment below. That will be really helpful. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, I please recommend, because that subscriber number, it does drive us to make different type of content. We promise we have certain things planned in the future that's coming up, and this is something that I think we are trying out for the first time, this kind of a video, because we haven't actually tried a vlogging kind of video, vlogging kind of first ride of experience video, and this is something that I want to start. So if you guys enjoy it, please let me know, because I think we should make more content around it. More motorcycles are coming. I'm really excited about the ESD motorcycles. I'm excited about all the other motorcycles that's coming from the Royal Enfield brand. So real possibilities out there. So if you want us to do that, please let me know. I'll be very happy to do that. This is a very well balanced motorcycle. I can actually balance this pretty well. So I think this is about 164 kgs now, which is not that heavy motorcycle, so that's a good thing. But what I'd recommend is, if you're considering buying a motorcycle like this, I urge that you test drive this motorcycle. You also test drive the competition, because ultimately it's up to you whether you like the motorcycle, how the motorcycle feels to you. That's what matters a lot. So what you have to do is, if in case you're interested, if in case you are actually looking to buy this motorcycle, what you have to do is you have to go to Benelli, the nearest Benelli showroom that you have. I know it is a limited network, but still, go to the nearest Benelli that you have. You go there, you test drive this motorcycle, you test ride it, and you see whether this motorcycle suits your purpose. So far in the traffic, whatever traffic that I have right now here, this is not stop and go traffic. This is actually slightly moving traffic, which I'm happy about, because it is hot. So in this moving traffic, at least the motorcycle feels very good, because it's easy to throw around. You can easily filter it, even though it feels a little wide with all the fairings and kind of stuff, but it still feels quite manageable for you to filter through traffic. So that won't be too much of an issue. So if you're someone who's concerned about the size of your motorcycle, I think you don't really have to worry too much about it. So once more, when I was braking, my rear brake kind of lacked that bite. I don't know why. So definitely the braking performance can improve. I have to say that the braking performance needs to be improved, to be honest, on this Benelli. Performance wise, I can say that it's okay. Overall power performance is just okay. So that's my first impression when after riding. I know it's a short ride, but still this is what I feel from the motorcycle. Because, so like I said, these are the first impressions. I'm actually enjoying the ride. I sit a bit tall, so that's good. The riding posture is really nice, because I have to actually say that, because it's not tiring anywhere on my body. This is quite upright riding posture. I'm not reaching out for the handlebars. The handlebar is coming out to me, so that's good. I'm sitting upright. There isn't much of a problem. And then we have the seats. That's also comfortable. That's not that bad. It's a bit on the stiffer side, but still feels very comfortable. I don't feel any issues so far. After about 1 hour of ride, there is no problem. I did a bit of off-roading. That is also fine. So overall, it looks really nice. I have to actually mention is kind of suspension, because on an adventure road touring motorcycle, you also on a big adventure road touring motorcycle, what you prefer is kind of a little more softer setting, because we want the ride to be a bit more plusher than this one. That is because we should be able to do longer distances on this. We should be able to do good longer distance on this, because with this tank capacity, and I think I'm not sure about the fuel output that we're getting right now, even if we average about close to 30, I think it should be, we are talking about maybe about 400 to 450 kilometers per tank. So that means we need to be able to do longer distances. For that, I would have preferred a bit more softer suspension, but that would be like compromising a bit more on the handling. So I think it's a kind of a middle portion, that fine tuning that I'm looking for. But what I actually mean is, this motorcycle handles very well because of the stiffer suspension. But that said, for an adventure touring motorcycle, I would prefer it to be a bit more softer, because I want the ride to be a bit more plusher. I want the motorcycle to actually absorb all these little bumps a bit more. Benelli, if you're hearing this, the brake needs to be improved. A bit more bite, and that's good. This does carry some power. It's 250cc, about 25 bhp, which actually makes decent power output. You can do decent 3-figure speeds in this motorcycle. So if you're on a highway, if you're doing this, especially on Indian highways, if you don't have the right stopping power, I don't think that's good for any riders. So what I'm going to do is, we'll be reaching office soon. I'll just go there. We'll check out the motorcycle one last time once again. I'll look into the points that I really like about the motorcycle, and we'll also discuss the points that I didn't really like about the motorcycle. So these 2 points we'll check out, and after that we'll also check out what accessories possibilities that we have in this motorcycle, because that's what we do best. So we're going to check out that. We're going to check out what all accessories possibilities that we have, and then I'll wind up the video. So if you're actually interested in that accessories part, you can skip to the very end, because that's where it's going to be. And also, if you're someone who's considering to buy the Benelli TRK 250 251, and then so you go ahead, you test drive it, and if you want accessories, you definitely check out bandidosfirstride.com, because that's where all the accessories are going to be, and that's where all the accessories are going to come first. And you can shop these products anywhere from India, because we offer all India shipping also, so that's good. Now the next question you might have in your mind is about the visor. So this visor is actually good. I cannot say that it's bad, because there isn't too much wind resistance, there isn't too much of a problem on that aspect, so this windscreen might be enough. So, but if you are a bit more taller, then I think you'll require another taller windscreen, which we are actually considering to bring for this motorcycle. And you can also go with an extender if that's the kind of thing that you want. You don't want to remove this, that is also possible. But I really like the fact that manufacturers are now actually bringing these kind of mounts here. You don't really have to mount your mobile phones or GPS mount on your handlebar, which is something that I did, which I have never really liked in the past, because I need to be able to see my road, at the same time I need to be able to see my GPS. So this being here, that's a nice touch from the brand. That's good, and I think we are starting to see that. We are starting to see more of that in all the upcoming motorcycles, so that's a good thing. And I kind of prefer these kind of navigations instead of the inbuilt navigations. I don't know why, that's my personal preference, but that's also there. So we're kind of reaching the office right now. Once we reach there, like I said, we'll have the final verdict, not kind of verdict, my recommendations on this, about this motorcycle, and then we'll check out the accessories. So we are here. Okay, this is another thing that's interesting about this motorcycle. I think Benelli has this. I think they have done this before also. The key, it kind of reminds me of a knife. It's giving me that gangster vibe. So that's my first ride of the Benelli TRK 251. So what's my thought on it? This is actually a decent motorcycle to live with. This motorcycle can be better, especially when it comes to the power department. But that said, this is actually a good motorcycle to live with. So if you're someone who's content with having enough power, you are not looking for too much out of your motorcycle, especially on the performance aspect, then I think you can consider this motorcycle. So what are the things that I don't like about the motorcycle? Let's go with the negatives first. Number one, I think the suspension could be better. The suspension could be a bit more softer, because with this harder setup, I think it's a good thing that it's giving me better handling, but I'll have to actually go and see how this performs in the long run. What if I'm doing maybe 1,000 kilometers ride? So that's one. And number two, the brakes. Yeah, that's the biggest point. The brakes should be better. The brake needs to be better, because there were a couple of times when I actually braked, and it kind of made my heart skip a beat, because it wasn't actually stopping. So it lacks that bite. That can be better. So that's 2 points that I think this motorcycle needs to be, you need to keep in mind when you're buying the motorcycle. What are the positives? Yes, positives. Number one, this is a very easy to live with motorcycle. According to me, at least, this is going to be a great daily rider, because if you're someone who's doing maybe about 30 odd kilometers every day to your office, to and fro around 50 to 60 kilometers, then this motorcycle will be great, because it won't tire you out. It's easy on your back. The weight distribution is great. You can actually, ride this motorcycle very nice. So overall impact on your body will be less. So I think as a daily rider, as a daily commuter, this is going to be a great motorcycle. Number two, I like the handling. Like I said, it's because the suspension is a bit hard, handling really well, but because of the weight distribution and also suspension setting, overall package, it actually enables you to ride this motorcycle better, especially in traffic, in curves, in corners. So I think that's a good point. So it handles really well. It's a great practical daily riding motorcycle that you can actually live with. So I think these are the two pros. And I think what Benelli can improve is on the braking department. Suspension, okay, it's something that I'll leave up to you. It's up to you if you like it. If you like it. If you don't, you don't. And performance, I can definitely do a little bit more. That's what I said. The final verdict is always definitely feel that it lacks a bit of that punch that I'm looking for in a motorcycle in this segment, especially when it comes to adventure riding. So I haven't done hardcore off-road riding, so you have to keep that in mind. I don't know how this motorcycle is going to perform in that department. We'll see that. We'll eventually figure that one out when I finally do get to ride it. I'm actually more of a road rider than an adventure off-road rider. Before we go, let us look at the most important thing, and something that we do really well here at Bandidos Pitstop, that is make accessories. So what are the accessories possibilities that we have? Starting out, maybe a taller visor, because for me this is okay. A taller visor will be great. So if you're someone tall, you'll definitely require a taller visor. So a taller visor, which will be great. Now handguard is a must-have, I think, because this is an adventure-focused motorcycle. A handguard will be amazing, and an absolute must-have is a crash guard that protects the entire fairing, because I'm sure the most expensive part of this motorcycle is going to be the fairing. So I need to protect that. A crash guard with a frame slider will be great. You protect the engine, you protect the fairing, everything comes. Now, I also require a bash plate. So we might consider doing that also, bash plate, because we want the engine to be safe protected, especially if you're doing some kind of off-road, and in Indian road conditions we require some kind of bash plate there, some kind of protection there, so that's there. Carrier, we have this Benelli carrier, but we'll be doing other variations of our own versions of carriers, which is more affordable, so that will be there. We'll also be doing saddle stays, 2-in-1 saddle stay and carrier options, so that you can take this motorcycle on your next longer journey, 1000 kilometers, 2000 kilometers, no problem. All the luggage that you can carry, you can take it anywhere you want. Custom, maybe mud flaps, we'll consider that, we'll think about it. I think we'll let the R&D department figure that one out. It sees everything that looks fine, so we don't really have to change anyway. This is something that's tricky because right now I like the riding posture that's on this motorcycle. For shorter riders, you might require a handlebar riser if that's your preference, and if you're standing up and riding, I think a handlebar riser, very small, 2 maybe 2 mm, maybe a slight increase in the handlebar will give you better leverage to ride when you're standing up and riding, so that's there. Handlebar riser is also a possibility. I would also like to see a front fender number plate holder, so that I don't know if that's going to be developed and if that's going to be possible because of this space, but if that's possible, I think it might look good on the motorcycle. See, looks are always subjective, so I think that's about it. These are all the accessories possibility that we have. We'll also have fog lights installed, that kind of stuff. I actually want to see this motorcycle with panniers and a top box, because with a pannier and a top box, I'm pretty sure this motorcycle will look banger. So that's it for this video. I'm Srigovind Mohanan. I actually liked riding this motorcycle. This is a new kind of video that I'm actually starting. So if you guys like it, please do leave a comment letting me know that you like this kind of video, so that I can do more. For more automotive, for more motorcycle accessories related content, please do subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, please do leave a like, and please do share this video with your friends who is actually considering buying a TRK 251, so that they know that we are bringing up accessories for this motorcycle. Also, if you're planning to take this TRK 251, like I said, you definitely go and test drive this motorcycle and let us know what's your feedback, because I want to know how you felt after riding this motorcycle. So that's it for this video. Take care, ride safe, and happy motorcycling to you.